According to Ramsey Solutions, the total personal debt in the U.S. is at an all-time high of $14.96 trillion. Now, the average American debt is about $58,600. 77% of American households have at least some type of debt. From credit cards to mortgages, student loans to auto loans, people are digging themselves deeper in the hole, and new delinquencies are climbing from recent historic lows. So, how should we manage what we owe? Let's ask the expert on this Money Saving Monday. Joining me now is Angelica Prescod, financial advisor with Edward Jones. All right, first off, how do you know if you're in too much debt?
Well, you can look at your gross income and divide that by your monthly debt and see what your debt to income ratio is. So look at how much you're making, see how much you're costing every month to live your life, and see what ratio comes out from there.
Okay, so there's good debt versus bad debt.
Yes.
Distinguish each one and, explain what versus what.
Listen, what debt's going to benefit you long term is the idea of good debt. So if it's a debt that's going to increase in value, let's say your home is going to increase in value, that's a great one. If it's a debt that's going to generate income for you, that's also good debt. And if it's a low interest rate, so it's not taking a lot on the interest side of things and you're mainly paying the principal, that's more likely good debt.
Okay, what about bad debt?
That one.
The bad one, yeah.
So that one usually is debt that causes your income to debt ratio to be too high. Like let's say you're making $100,000 and you went into a debt of $4 million. That might be a bad ratio for you. You see, especially if it's not generating any income for you or benefiting you in any way.
Right.
If the interest rate's too high and you're paying mainly just interest, that's generally also not good debt. And when you're in a situation where it kind of goes down in value, that's not good debt either.
Okay, so when you talk about, the different kinds of debt, which debt do you start to pay down first?
There are different strategies when it comes to that. Some people focus on which debt has the highest interest rate and start beating that up first.
Yeah.
Others look at which one has the lowest balance so they can get rid of that debt quickly and use that money into other debts.
Yeah. Is
so
one
really
better than the other, though?
No, it's which one you can stick to, because the idea is to actually move forward and tackle it versus just analysis paralysis. So whether it's finding the highest interest rate one and hitting that first or find the one with the lowest balance and attacking that first, just attack.
Okay. But there's not one that you would recommend over the other?
No, not at all, because it's whatever the person can stick to.
Got it. Okay. So how should we save and invest, especially when we're swimming in this debt? I mean, can you really save and invest?
Yes, we can. I like to tease with this idea. If there was an urgent matter that came up, you would find a solution somewhere.
Right.
So if you look at your life and your future with an urgent eye, you can stay away $5, $10, $20, $30, and start your savings.
Okay.
Start putting something on the side that you do not touch. We need emergency funds. Yes. That's how we end up in this debt in the first place. So let's look at putting something in your savings, an emergency fund, and then after all those things are handled, we can look at investing.
Okay, so when you say an emergency fund and savings, about how much or how many months worth of savings should we have?
Well, it all depends on where you're at in your life strategy. So if you're later on in your years, you probably want to make sure you have a lot more, because you're not going to continue working until you're 92 or 98 years old, hopefully, right? Yeah. So we want to make sure that we're looking at 3 to 6 months worth of savings. Some people even save up to a year's worth of bills, especially if you transition a lot in your jobs and you need that support.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, so much good stuff.
Yes.
All right, Angelica, thank you so much.